Everyone, meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you. It is currently the 1st of December 2019. Kammuri, locally known as Tisoy, continuing the track towards the west. Low-level center starting to wrap up a little more defined here based on infrared and visible satellite imagery. Winds right now, though, are 75, gusting up to 105 knots, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, with a pressure of 965 hectopascals. What does that mean? Well, actually, according to JMA, we've seen a little bit of weakening here. Some of the cloud tops have faded away here, but overall the low-level center continues to spin up, and model outlooks continue to expect this to intensify slightly more before making landfall, which I still expect, as well as the latest forecast from all of the agencies. So yeah, it has slightly weakened, but it's also getting more organized. So you have to, it's kind of yin and yang here. You have to take the good and the bad. Signal Force 2 has been issued here across southeastern Luzon and Samar. Do note, though, I know this might worry people like down towards Tacloban and all that, but still, when Pagasa puts out these signal force warnings, they're probably just meaning northern Samar here, but they issue it for the province. It's one reason why, this warning, I'm not a fan of it, but still, they issue it for the province. So, northern areas of the island are probably going to be hit with these conditions. The southern areas, this would probably be more of a Signal 1 type of storm system for you. And I do think they're going to continue to upgrade the warning as well, probably up to a 3 for these areas where this is going to be coming on shore. But remember, the track actually is going to be moving through here with the worst of the weather likely into that area and not down towards Visayas. Actually, here's a look at the latest track from Pagasa, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. It's moving over southeastern Luzon into Bicol, basically wrapping around San Miguel Bay. It's probably going to be seeing a decent storm surge. All those areas north of that center of circulation is where that threat of that storm surge is going to be. Actually, let's take a closer look at the JMA track, and you can see where they're expecting that landfall to take place here as we go ahead. This is actually, this point right here is right about midnight, Monday into Tuesday, and according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, at that point, expecting winds upwards of about 97, 100 miles per hour, a Category 1 type of storm system as it moves over San Miguel, eventually off there towards the west. But remember, these areas north of that center of circulation, it's where the bigger impact as far as the storm surge is, and you can see how far away that is from Samar. Now, let's take a look back towards the north, because by this point, as the storm traverses the island, winds upwards of about 60, 65 knots. That still is enough to cause problems north of that center of circulation. Moving across Laguna Lake, actually, you could be seeing some pretty good onshore winds, and all of these locations along the western shores of that lake. Winds are going to be an issue, but you might even see some coastal flooding, that water kind of getting pushed up just a little bit as well. So those are all main issues, but that water definitely, or as me, those winds are going to rip across that lake and eventually come right on shore, and that's going to be the bigger issue as we go ahead into your Tuesday. And here is a closer visualization. By Tuesday evening, you got this storm kind of pushing just south of Manila, and those winds, even though it's really just off here towards the south, the winds are still going to be ripping across from the east towards the west, but the harder hit area is definitely going to be along the eastern seaboard or the southern seaboard of Luzon here. And actually, you can just see as we scroll ahead where some of those harder hit areas here. Even San Juan, Lucena, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Are going to be getting those onshore winds as well as that kind of kicks on by in the max of those typhoon strength conditions coming off of the sea here. For sure, a variety of impacts associated with this storm system. Like I mentioned, though, I do anticipate an intensification just prior to landfall. Go back to this. This is different models here. GFS, HWRF, the JTWC as well. The HWRF, the high resolution hurricane model, actually expects a pretty significant intensification. I think that's overdoing it, but overall you can see the general consensus is that the models are going to pop up here. Shear does kind of drop off a little bit right now, and we're going to see that formation, and that'll be continuing to allow it to grow as it just moves on shore in the next 12 hours. So that's going to be problematic for sure. Total rainfall though, 400 to 500 millimeters. I mean, we're talking about 1 to 2 feet of precipitation here. Flooding, not only from the storm surge, but as I've been saying for a few days now, landslides in Bicol, southeastern Luzon. It's going to be an issue. But not only that, the combination of the interaction with the northeast monsoon means areas from Cagayan all the way down along the eastern seaboards are also going to be looking at that chance of some pretty torrential amounts of precipitation, really just all along the east coast, north of that center of track. And then you can see here Samar and Leyte, not really all too much. Cebu, by the way, I mean, you're going to be kind of missing out on most of this storm system, so it really just kind of stays well towards your north here. All right, that is a look at what's going on right now. Here's a look at the bigger picture though. We do have another area back towards the east. I'm watching it, but I'm not all too worried about it as well. All right, guys, stay safe out there. There's my rambling for today. I know there's a lot to talk about here, so I do hope I presented it in a clear fashion that you can understand. That's my my biggest goal here. Also, I try to make it educational so you learn a little bit about these storm systems. But right now, though, definitely going to keep an eye on this. I'll have another video update in about 12 hours. I should have another one out. Maybe just after that as well, put another one on top of that just as the storm comes on shore. So of course, if you have questions, comments, suggestions, let me know. The other big thing is if you have reports, I mean, that's very, very useful. I had a couple people send me some photos, people preparing out here, and that's what I love to see, especially ahead of the storm center circulation. You'll want to prepare. It's going to be a rough one. I mean, you got plenty of rainfall coming in with this, but also these winds across some of these major metro areas. So yeah, stay safe out there, guys. And as always, thanks for watching.